What up, YouTube? So we're gonna talk more about these coconuts, right? Now, on your screen below is a coconut from, I think she's from England, but it applies to any of these places, right? So she talks about her experience. So mind you, I posted a video about the guy, the Indian Dr. Shiva, right, who claimed that he's like, yeah, we just like these Negroes, these ninjas, right? We can say, you know, we can call them niggers, right? They black people don't own the word nigger. People called me a nigger, maybe because they thought you was a black guy, you know what I mean? So they called you a nigger, right? But your experience is not the same, and I'm gonna prove that point real quick. So let's take a look at this video real quick.
Mixed race children of Pakistani and Jamaican background, the racism that comes with it within our community, within South Asian communities, and how racist people can be. And it's very obvious. And to be fair, they're not even scared of telling you. Um, I got this comment a few days ago. Obviously, I went to the halal butchers and they were speaking in our language and they were being really racist towards my children. You can see on the video posted a few days ago. So this comment over here from Razia really stuck to my head, and it still is, and my heart really goes out to her. So I just wanted to go through this. So Razia says, my own mom judges my children as two are darker and two are lighter in colour. My mum refuses to hug or give respect to the darker complexion children. That makes me sick to my stomach. Furthermore, I know they don't want to visit her at all, so they have to listen to the abuse. She usually says, where is the Kali Sari Kuriya? And never the names. So basically, Kali Sari Kuri basically means where are the black girls, kind of, in a horrible, horrible way. Now, she must have two children that are light and two children that are darker. Same as my brother. My brother, mashallah, has got very beautiful dark complexion. In fact, very similar to my husband's skin tone. And he's fully Pakistani, and he can get away with being black, but he's South Asian. This comment over here makes me sick as a mum to my stomach.
So I'm gonna stop that right there, right? So in case you didn't see the video, I'm gonna play what Dr. Shiva said, right? Well, he said these people, these East Indians, these Asians, East Asians, whatever, well, their experience is the same as mine. The black people don't own the word nigger, right? And because he's upset because white people are now leaning, they're catching strays and leaning on them about, maybe getting rid of these visas where they benefit, hurting their immigration into the United States. And so because, you know, the white people are showing their racism toward these Indians, he decides to start bringing in black people into the discussion, which we have nothing to do with that shit. So, but he decides to bring black people into the discussion and then start talking about white people are treating them like niggas. You could have left black people out of it and just said white people are being racist toward Indians. White people are showing anti-Indian sentiment. Okay, got you. Welcome to America, motherfucker. Spread the pain around. I don't give a shit about you, right? Welcome to America. A lot of these coconuts need to experience, right, the fact that they're not white, even though they live in proximity to white people and work in proximity to white people, right? Probably in higher rates than black people do. And so they think that they got some kind of privilege, you see? And then when the white people are done with these coconuts, and when they piss them off, and then they decide to, you know, put them in their place, and start to put them in their place where they see them, now you want to drag black people in it and say, black people don't have the right, they're treating us like niggers. You can't treat us like these niggers over here. Black people don't own the word nigger. I can say nigger whenever I want. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on, son. Stop this press. We didn't have nothing to do with that. Why are black people catching strays because white people are mistreating Indians? You should keep black people out of it. That just goes to show that you have no regard for black people. So immediately, when white people mistreat you for being an Indian, You start throwing black people under the bus. Said, what about these niggas? Right? You drag black people into it. But we ain't had shit to do with it. It goes to show you, and then this woman tells you how they really feel, like how her family, even their own family, they can have black grandchildren and whatever. Basically, they call them a bunch of little niggers, even their own family members. But he tell you it's the same thing. These people like Kendrick are not like us, but they want you to think it is, right? Now you could have got away with that shit 20 years ago. When I was young, like 20, 25 years ago, I thought the same thing. The shit that he's preaching, that's what I thought. I said, well, they brought brown skin. These coconuts, they got brown skin. They must be cool like me. They going through the same thing I'm going through, probably at a certain level, right? So we must be good. They might be maybe, you know what I'm saying, these Africans or these coconuts from India, you know, wherever the fuck they from, right? The Caribbean, whatever. I'm thinking they cool like me. They going through the same thing. Our experience is similar. Then, you know what I mean? They might be allies or comrades or something. Fuck no. And I don't give a fuck about the exception to the rule. Don't change the rule. Knock it off, right? They just a bunch of fucking coconuts. And then when they start catching strays from these fucking white people, the first thing they do is what? Throw black people under the bus, right? Like this. Stand by. Yeah, so this coconut Dr. Shiva decides to do this.
Start by first of all introducing our two co-hosts. Our two hosts, and let me introduce myself. This is Dr. Shiva Ayadure, and we're going to have a conversation here. And the title that I put out there, which I think is the appropriate title. And first of all, let me tell you, black people don't own the word niggas. Okay, I've been called nigga most of my life growing up in New Jersey. It is a very important term for people to use to understand slavery and indentured servitude. In fact, the first slaves were Indians who were taken out of India.
There are no fucking slaves in America from India.
Out there, you don't own the word niggas, okay? So get over it, okay? Because there are a lot of Indian niggas right now. In fact, there's house niggers and field niggas. I happen to be a field nigger who got off the plantation. But most of the Indians who came to the United States are house niggas, and we're going to discuss that. It's very important to understand this dynamic of, and why we must use these appropriate words. Malcolm X used the word house slave and field slave, but it's more important to use these words. The black rap artists do not own this term. In fact, it's a quite widely used term, and we should use it appropriately. So,
first of all, you fucking coconut, right? First of all, first things first. Let's get it straight, right? Malcolm X did not say that. Malcolm X said field Negro, I believe. He said Negro. He didn't say slave, first of all. So if you're a doctor, right? If you're a fucking doctor, you coconut, why don't you get this shit correct 100%? You are now rocking with the best, so I can get it correct. Why? Because I'm better than you, obviously. And I know Malcolm X because he's my people. You're not my people. So you better not call me no fucking nigga if I see you on the street, Dr. Shiva, or any of your cousins. I slap the fucking taste out your mouth. Let's just get that shit, corrected. Malcolm X said the field Negro and the house Negro, right? Not the slave or whatever the fuck you just said. That's the first things first, right? You misquoted Malcolm X. Why? Because you don't know shit about Malcolm X. That's right. You try to act like pass yourself off like you down by law. You ain't down by law, as they used to say back in the day, right? I've been through the same thing. It's not the same. I just showed you a video showing you it's not how his people, right, the Kamala Harrises of the world, treat anybody that comes, most of the people that come into their families. You see what I'm saying? Particularly when they darker. And they know that they come from an African background, right? So-called black. You see? You understand? So when he says, "Oh, it's all the same," I'm just like, I can call black people, I can say nigga. Black people don't own nigga. First of all, we didn't have shit to do with that. You're talking about them trying to block a lot of these Indians, what they're doing is what's called insourcing, right? The white people, the Elon Musk want to insource. So I work for a company like that. Let me explain you how this works. So they go get a company like this company called WePro, which is an Indian company, right? Let me put y'all up on some game, right? And this is why black people are losing in the United States. This is what they won't tell you about these Indians and about these immigrants. You are losing jobs to them. You are losing training and money and resources to these Indians who are racist and anti-black. And you need to get this shit through your fucking head. These Hispanics, these fat Joes, these Indians. Stop letting them play you. Stop being nice to them. This shit is business, right? Now let me explain you how this shit works. To you how this shit works. Because I work for these people, right? So I'm gonna expose them. So there's a company like WePro. This company is an Indian-run company. They focus on outsourcing and insourcing. That's what they're getting ready to do. Black people, you're basically cut out. Somebody should tell you the truth. None of these YouTubers, right, or these politicians, or the people at your school or your churches are going to tell you the fucking truth. But I'm going to tell you the truth today. Because I work with these people. I work in IT. So let me tell you about Dr. Shiva and his Indian people, right, who are so-called niggers. They run the outsourcing along with them and the insourcing now. Let me explain to you how insourcing works. So what they did was they started getting these H-1B1 whatever fucking visas that he's talking about. And they started bringing in these Indians and these Pakistanis or whatever. And they were training them basically for nothing in their country. And then they would bring them here. It would be like a 3-bedroom, it might be a 2-3-bedroom apartment with bunk beds and shit all in there. And it'd be like, I don't know, 10 of them motherfuckers in there. And they bring them over on these H-1B1 visas. The software development department, where the company where I was working, they got it taken over. The white people who run these companies, right, decided, well, we can save money and put more money. These greedy bastards, right? Mind you, this is a healthcare company who just got shot. The head of U.S. Healthcare, right? United Healthcare. The CEO just got shot, right? Got assassinated in front of a Hilton Hotel in New York. I work for a healthcare company, probably just as big as United Healthcare, if not bigger. I'm not going to say their name, but you know the name, right? Now, what they did was, that's why nobody likes these fuckers, right? And what they did was, they said, you know what? We can cut costs by outsourcing the whole different departments. They decided to start with IT. Because the Indians told them, if we can outsource your IT. Our help desk was there in the state where I was living at. I know the people. They had a help desk. I used to walk. They outsourced the whole thing to India. Fired all the people. This is your people. That's why, fuck you. Like a lot, not you, you okay. But fuck you, you know the people I'm talking about. Particularly the white people, right? They're always complaining and crying. And they fuck their own people over, just like they fuck black people over. But you better not call me a nigger. I don't play that. Homie don't play that. You'll get smacked like Homie the Clown. So what they did was, sold their own people out. And you too, if you there, right? And the Negroes and the white people and the Asians. And they outsourced their whole help desk to India. That was for starters. Which was a fucking nightmare. Don't let them tell you about these Indians are so smart. Oh my God, they so smart. They so fucking smart. They are way better than Negroes and ninjas everywhere. They're not better than you. They just get a head start and they help them because they can pay them less money. That's all. They better slaves, that's all. And you fighting for your rights, and then they come over here and piggyback off of the civil rights movement and then call you a nigger. Call me one, I dare you. Any of you Indians. Catch me in traffic and call me, yo, my nigga, which way is McDonald's? That's the way to McDonald's, motherfucker, is what'll happen to you. That's all you will hear. The fuck is you talking about? You the same. You're not the same. Don't play me. Don't play with me. Right? So then, this coconut, back to the coconuts, right? The Coconut Coalition. So then after they outsourced the help desk, they decided to outsource the software development teams and the in-house desktop support teams. If you know IT, you know what I'm talking about. All right? So what they did was they told everybody on the IT team, the desktop system administration teams, that you got to get transferred over to this company out of the hospital. You got out of the, I don't really fucking call it HR. You got to get transferred out of the hospital side of the business and into this WePro company side of the business. The Indians, you got to go over to the Indian, whatever, their corporate structure. You got to get transferred to them. And you're going to take a pay cut. You don't like that, you can get transferred. Now, only the white people that was allowed to transfer in the Asians, Chinese type motherfuckers who was really coconuts, right? Them and the white people got transferred. Me, the Negro, the real niggas, right? Like me, and I think it was a mulatto cat who was a straight up coconut, and might have been like another motherfucker. We had to go over to the Indian company, right, for the pay cut and to deal with their less benefits, et cetera, et cetera. The Asians and the white dudes got to go over to other departments, like business analysts or something shit. They got out of IT and went to other departments, right? They're not like you. They make you last or they get rid of you if you black, particularly. Then what they did was they went after the software development teams. They thought they were safe. They wasn't. They didn't realize it, right? So they went after the software development teams, where these motherfuckers is making $80,000 a year. All right? They're making 70, 80,000, 60, 70, 65, 75, 85,000. You know what I mean? They went after them. And they said, listen, y'all out. Got rid of the software development team. They started flying motherfuckers in on these H-1B1 visas that he's talking about. Putting like 10 of their asses in a 3-bedroom apartment and then bringing them in to the company and into a little office area and had them doing software development for probably a third of what they was paying these motherfuckers. So they over here on these H-1B1 visas, instead of paying them, the software developers and different software people in the software team, $80,000 a year, they brought these motherfuckers in, probably paying them $25,000 a year, and then replaced the whole goddamn team. Software engineers and software development. And then wanted me and people on the sysadmin team to start doing some of their jobs because they didn't know what the fuck they was doing. They started asking me questions about troubleshoot. I was sysadmin. I was doing Active Directory, adding users, basic level 1, level 2 shit. Adding users to the domains, right? New users, troubleshooting basic shit. My printer don't work, all this crap, easy peasy shit. Then all of a sudden, these motherfuckers, when they came in, started asking me, telling me like, yo, we're having software errors. I said, well, that goes to the software development team, right? The software analyst or whatever. That's not my job. But these motherfuckers were so inadequate, they started sending me tickets for that and expecting me to do it. Because the people they was bringing in, they know what the fuck they was doing. So the software, you start getting errors, different issues, integration issues with the software. If you work in IT, you know what I'm talking about. So now that whole hustle is in jeopardy for these immigrants like him. That's what he's bitching about. Now that you understand, I'm gonna explain it to you. That's what they're bitching about because Trump and them want to cut that shit off. Now let me explain to you how that's an issue for black people. All of these ghettos, they gonna go get these people. They won't go get your children and your grandchildren or your family and put them in the, boot camps and low-level training programs and pay for that shit to start bringing them up the level, up the snuff to get you in and then train you on some of that software shit they do. They got AI helpers, different shit. They could get you in these positions, right? And train you up. Now it's easier than ever to do coding and software development and all that shit with all the AI assistants and shit they got now. And you know what? And these people could do it and they could pay you good money to train all these young people and shit out here. They won't do it. You know why? They don't like niggers. So they'd rather go get these Indians, these coconuts from India and all these other places, right? And fuck you over just for fun. They could do it. It wouldn't cost them shit. About the same amount of money they spending, they're bringing these fucking Indians. They could go to Chicago and New York and Baltimore and Los Angeles and Houston, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and get these poor black kids. And run programs through all these, schools. Do they do it? Fuck no. They go get these coconuts with these H-1B1 programs and all this bullshit. And that's why your unemployment rate is so high. And that's why they come here and these people, they say, people like Candace Owens will come on TV and say, look at these Nigerians and these Indians and all of that. How come you niggers got black on black crime and all these immigrant groups? As far as the money, they're making more money than you. They're doing better than you fucking niggers. You niggas ain't shit. Here come Candace Owens and Dr. Sheev and all these people. This is what they tell you. I'm explaining the game to you. Why you at the bottom. You get the people on Fox News, the people that's fucking you over, right? Bam, bam, fucking you straight over. Take that, take that, take that. And then tell you you're inadequate when they're just tripping you up. They're making sure you stay at the bottom and they come into this country and they start, you see the Indians and some of these African groups doing better economically, where black people worth $8 in Boston, right? The black family worth $8, the descendants of slavery, fuck you, Fat Joe, right? Worth $8, and the Indians and the Africans worth more than the white people as far as their value, as far as the net worth. Be like 250,000, white people would be like, 175, whatever, 150, 200. And they say, look at you niggers, you no good niggers. These immigrants are coming in here and they're doing better than you because you're a bunch of lazy, no good, shiftless niggers. And all you do is black on black crime. People like Candace Owens, and you let her mock you, maybe not you cool, but you know who I'm talking about. You let these people mock you like him, this motherfucking coconut, come in here and fucking mock you to your face and tell you, I'm just like you. I'll call you a nigger, right? You ain't got no lock on the word nigger. You call me a nigga if you want. You can pull that shit with, I don't know who you pull that shit with, but you pull that shit if you want with the right person, right? And you're gonna need fucking dental work. That tough shit, that I call niggas, I walk up to black people, I'm just saying, I call them niggers, whatever. All that shit only work on YouTube. And that's facts. That's a public service announcement. It ain't, you know what I'm saying, I don't condone violence or nothing, right? Just a PSA for all you stupid asses, goofies. You pull that shit on YouTube, you can pull that shit wherever you at, but listen, if it's a lot of security around, maybe a motherfucker don't want the drama, so they let you ride. But you pull that shit in the right spot, the shit gonna go left. Gonna go south real quick for you. That shit you talking don't fly. For people like me, I know the truth about y'all. You see? I know that everything this coconut talking about is total bullshit. And a lot of black people is figuring it out. They starting to figure out that this shit he talking about is stupid and goofy. You feel me? I just showed you that he a goofy and he lying. Now, either he trying, I don't know who he's trying to convince, who these people like him is trying to convince of this bullshit. You could have pulled that shit 30 years ago, 20 years ago. You cannot pull that shit now. I'm just warning you. It's a PSA for you motherfuckers, you goofy people. Don't do it, right? And so now, because they catching strays from these white people over these visas, and they shit is getting, their little hustle is getting threatened in America, he throws black people under the bus. You want to throw black people under the bus and drag us in. Stop dragging black people into your bullshit. If white people are leaning on you and they aren't showing anti-Indian sentiment, just say that. Do not drag black people into it and then do something stupid like start promoting that Indians call black people niggas. Right? You moving, this is not that kind of party. You moving in these streets like that, you're an idiot. Don't let Fat Joe, for these coconuts, like these Hispanics, right? And these other coconuts, don't let Fat Joe get you gassed up. People is getting tired of y'all. And don't let them get you gassed up. You see what I'm saying? You know what rhyme with gassed up, right? You know what come after getting gassed up. So, just a PSA. I just wanted to show you that this motherfucker is being disingenuous. He knows the shit he's saying is not true. They know this shit. If you let somebody tell you this shit ain't true, and I broke it down for you I broke the whole thing down from you from top to bottom, side to side. Because you are rocking with the best. This is how it go. Right? And you can always tell racists. Neely Fuller said so. I'm going to end on this. You can always tell a racist. You know why? They lied to you. Like him. Right? Because he's not stupid. He's a doctor from MIT. He misquoted Malcolm X and then he lied to you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. He's a fucking racist. You cannot trust these people. And he proves it. Do not trust these people. They are just fucking coconuts. That's all they are. And every time it's easily proven. I just told you the scheme. I broke down the whole plot from A to B. Right? So you can see how they are. I just revealed it to you. Even their own people tell you about how racist they are. But he tell you, oh, I'm just like them. I call you nigger, whatever. I mean, I could play more videos of them. I could play videos of the apartheid. They run apartheid in Africa right now against black people. But he just like you. Make it make sense. And in South Africa, Gandhi hated black people. I'm going to end on that. Gandhi hated black people. He called them niggas and savages, and he killed many black people. Gandhi was a mercenary in South Africa and helped white people kill black people and said, listen, put us in a position over, we're going to help you kill these niggas in Africa. Put us in a position over them. We don't got to be over you, but we'll help you kill black people. This is why they in America. Wake up. The Kamala Harrises, the Obamas, the rest of these coconuts. Gandhi, this is old news. Go look it up if you don't believe me. Gandhi went to white people when these Indians went to the white people. And they said, we don't want to be over you. We'll work for you. We'll kill. And Gandhi murdered many black people in Africa, in South Africa. He said, put us over top of them. We'll kill them for you. and work for you. And that's what they did. Go look at what's going on in South Africa right now with the Indians and the white people today. The Indians are over top of the black people. Just like America, they're doing the same thing. They're just not as vocal with it, right? And they didn't really participate in the the put down of blacks doing, like, they wasn't working on the police forces doing Jim Crow. That's the only difference between Dr. Shiva people. They came more here in like the late 60s, early 70s, right? But if they would have been here, they would have did the same thing. They would have joined in with the white people, and now that's what they doing. They joined in with the white people, right? An economic put down, not necessarily violent put downs. You feel me? So don't let them run this bullshit, goofy game on you. They start calling you niggas. They already fucking you over in the jobs and in politics. Vivek Ramaswamy, Vivek Salami, and the rest of them. Trying to bring in their people and put them over top of you, the same as South Africa. Don't fall for the fucking banana in the tailpipe. You know what I mean? And if you one of them, fuck you coconuts. Bottom line. It's a wrap. That's all I got.